What's up, everybody? It's Kyle, and I'm extremely excited about this because this is the first ever episode in my new channel. I've been wanting to start this for a while now, and I just wanted to make an intro video so that I could encapsulate everything that I'm going to be going over in throughout this channel in different episodes. And I had this idea when I first started out a long time ago on this journey. I had this dream to become a professional actor, and I knew that at some point I would want to document this to be able to give back and show what I did and help people in some way. So I've gotten to the level now where I have become a professional actor. I worked more in acting than I've ever worked before. Last year, I made more money last year in acting than I've ever made before, and I made more money in residuals than I ever made before in acting, just last year. And at the same time, I also have built up multiple businesses. I made more money and did more volume. I sold $20 million worth of real estate last year, and have also made more money in passive income than I ever made last year throughout multiple businesses and multiple streams of income. So stocks, online, Amazon company, I have something unique and to be able to give to people. And I'm also going to show you at the end of this episode how I've built up around this dream, as I was going for this dream, a six-figure passive income stream, while at the same time running a real estate company and pursuing this dream at the same time. Because here's the thing, I have watched a couple YouTube videos and seen some people that were basically just teaching people how to become millionaires or teaching people how to make passive income. And if they had one regret, it was that they abandoned something, some dream that they might have had to just chase this money, chase this finance. I can tell you one thing, if it's just about the money you're going for, it's not going to make you any happier of a person. I can tell you this from a definite personal example. Having 1 million to 2 million in the bank is not going to affect your level of happiness much. Temporarily, yes, it may, but from a personal person who was a net millionaire before I was 30 years old, and I'm going to go over in detail how I became that. There's a certain level of happiness that comes with making a certain level of money because life is easier. But after that, it's if you're just chasing that goal, it's not going to create that much happiness, and you really have to encapsulate all of that. Because at the same time of doing all of this, chasing my dream, building multiple businesses, selling real estate, building up passive income, I've also been able to find and marry my longtime girlfriend and have a beautiful child. And it's been amazing, and that's an abundant life. And you really need to, if you're just focused on the money, that's not the way to go about it. Everyone needs a why. I decided to title this, How to Be a Millionaire While Doing What You Want, not how to be a millionaire by doing what you want. It's not about, going on a beach in Mexico and drinking Corona and, expecting to somehow have a magic pill and become a millionaire. It's hard work. What I've seen with some of these people that have abandoned this dream of theirs, whether it's music, whether it's painting, whether it's sports, whether it's dancing, and have just focused on the money aspect or making money, that's their one biggest regret. And my goal here is to be able to help out people because of what I've done and kind of give you different ideas. Also, I didn't want to make this strictly about acting. And I've helped out multiple people of friends of mine that were just actors, that just labeled themselves as just actors, didn't think they could have that business mindset, and shown them the way, because I didn't want to make this an acting channel, just strictly acting about, the craft and the industry, but I'm going to touch on that because I love the craft and the industry. And at the same time, I did not want to make this a strictly how to be a millionaire channel or how to build substantial passive income. because I feel like that's limiting as well. I want to encapsulate everything. So I'm really looking forward to this. No matter what you're looking for, whether it's to be a professional actor, whether it's, that is just a dream. And it's I believe no one grows up to just say, I want to be a millionaire when I grow up. Everyone has a dream. And at some point, you either, you're going for that and you either abandon it to get something more stable, or you create the long-term goal of, it's about staying on that journey and still at the same time building up the rest of your life so that you can sustain that journey. I was dead broke in college, and I didn't have anybody to rely on. My parents didn't have money, and I just knew from that point on I was going to work no matter what every day of my life after that point. It was a terrible feeling. And that was before I had this dream of becoming an actor. And then once I had the dream of becoming an actor, I still needed that stability. And I knew that, looking forward, I had the wherewithal to say, when you say to somebody, oh, you're an actor, they immediately think, well, you probably waiter or bartend on the side. Well, I knew that going into it. And I didn't want to look at myself at 40, 45, it doesn't matter what age, and look at myself and go, okay, now what? If I was on this journey and nothing ever took off. So I had the wherewithal to be like, how am I going to build this around so that even if at 40, 45, I'm still on this journey, how am I going to create a substantial and abundant life? So, that is where everything changed for me, and I built this up. And I had this realization the other day that while I was out to eat with my wife, and realized that we can thank acting for everything else. That dream has been able to allow me to build up everything else, the flexibility of multiple businesses, of the passive income streams. I had this offer when I first moved to New York to work at somebody's company for $70,000. I think it was selling furniture. And I turned it down. And that was a lot of money to a 25-year-old moving to a new city to start fresh. And I knew that wouldn't allow me the flexibility that I needed. So I stayed the course. I was able to hold on to this dream and build up everything else around it. And at this point, I have really gotten to the point where, I can teach people and give insight to where I'm at. So I'm looking forward to this whole channel. And something I'm going to cover later in another episode is how to build up $100,000. And I believe anyone can build up $100,000 of passive income within 5 years. One example of this, and I told a real estate agent friend of mine this, and he said, wow, you should make that into a YouTube channel or a YouTube episode right before. And he didn't even know that I was going to do this. But an example of this is, if you can have 40 grand saved up, now you might have to work extra for that, nights and weekends, but that is $3,000 a month for 1 year. If you could make that up. Now, if you could only make $2,000 extra a month, it'll take you a little longer. But once you get that 40 grand income, there are places in America, it might not be in the big cities where you might live or anything, but surrounding, you can find a property that is a 3-family and is or a 2-family and is priced at 150 grand. Now that, with 25% down, roughly 40 grand, if the rents equal, can come up to 2,000. That, which I've found, I put 40 grand down on it, bought a property, the rent roll was 2,000, the mortgage was 1,000. Now, you do that once a year for 5 years, 2,000 times 5 is 10. That's 120 grand of passive income. Now, you're going to have mortgages on this, but roughly cash flow wise, it's going to be 60 grand of passive income. And the kicker about this is, not only might these properties appreciate if you buy good ones and in the right area, but you're going to be able to use that cash flow to buy more real estate properties like that, and it's just going to keep snowballing, and you're not going to have to put in any money of your own. So before we go, hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification button so you have notifications of every time a new episode comes out. I'm going to try to put one out once a week. And follow on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff on there as well. Other than that, take care. See you next time.